The arrival of the Zova fleet continued. Seen, tore toward Earth at half-light speed. Admiral Garrett ordered Jason to analyze it. His scans revealed a 3 kilometers dreadnought bristling with exotic weapons and thick armor of unknown composition, technology centuries ahead of Earth's capabilities. The entire system stood at DEFCON 1, every ship and station ready for battle as the alien juggernaut entered weapons range. Earth's first hostile contact would also be its most deadly. If Jason and the EDF failed here, 30 billion humans on Earth and across a dozen colonies would burn under alien guns. This was humanity's ultimate test against the unknown, time to see what their species was really made of. Jason watched the sensor display in disbelief as the massive alien ship vanished. It had been approaching Mars, its imposing form growing larger on the screen with each passing second, and then nothing. The bridge of the Hornet erupted into a frenzy of activity as crew members worked to reacquire the target. Admiral Garrett's voice crackled over the comm. All ships, maintain high alert status. Deploy stealth drones to Sector 17 and find that ship. Jason's fingers flew across the console, adjusting the sensor array and analyzing the data stream. There had to be something, some trace of the alien vessel. And there it was. A slight gravitational disturbance near Phobos, one of Mars's moons. He activated the comm. Admiral, I've got something. A gravitic anomaly near Phobos. I think they're using some kind of cloaking device. Good work, Robinson. Keep monitoring it, Admiral Garrett replied. Jason nodded, even though the Admiral couldn't see him. He focused the sensors on the anomaly, trying to glean more information. His heart raced as he worked, the weight of the situation pressing down on him. Suddenly, the sensors lit up like a Christmas tree. A massive energy spike emanated from the anomaly. Before Jason could react, a barrage of plasma bolts shot out, streaking toward the Martian defense platforms. The projectiles struck true, and the platforms disintegrated in a series of blinding explosions. The alien ship shimmered into view, its cloaking field disengaging. It accelerated, angling its bow toward Earth. The comm channels filled with a repeating alien message, the harsh syllables grating on Jason's ears. Linguists, get to work on that message, Admiral Garrett ordered. We need to know what they're saying. As the comm chatter continued, a new alarm blared on Jason's console. His eyes widened as he saw the readings. Admiral, new contacts emerging from the Oort cloud. It's a whole fleet, at least 100 ships. They're on an intercept course for Earth. There was a moment of heavy silence before Admiral Garrett spoke. This is it then. A full-scale invasion. All ships form a defensive perimeter around Earth. Recall all vessels from the colonies. We'll make our stand here. Jason swallowed hard, his mouth dry. 100 ships. Even with the colony support, they were vastly outmatched. He turned his attention back to the alien ship's readings, desperately searching for a weakness, anything they could use against the invaders. The fate of Earth and all humanity rested on their shoulders. They had to find a way to stop this, or everything would be lost. The Hornet and its escort ships burned hard, pushing their engines to the limit as they raced to intercept the approaching Andromedan fleet. On the bridge, Jason Robinson and his team worked feverishly to decode the alien message that blared on repeat across all frequencies. I've got a partial translation, Admiral, Jason called out, his voice tight with tension. They call themselves the Andromedans, some kind of warrior race that's conquered a bunch of worlds. The message is a demand for Earth's surrender. They want us as slaves. Admiral Garrett's face hardened, his jaw clenching. He leaned forward and activated the fleet-wide comm. This is Admiral Garrett to all ships. The Andromedans think they can march in and take our world, our freedom. They think we'll roll over like scared dogs. Well, I say we show them what humans are made of. We will never submit to alien tyranny. We'll fight to our last breath for Earth. A chorus of cheers and shouts of agreement echoed across the comm channels. The human fleet formed up, ready to face the invaders head-on. The Andromedan flagship, a behemoth of a ship stretching 10 kilometers long, surged ahead of its fleet, its hull bristled with weapons arrays glowing with barely restrained power. Evasive maneuvers, Admiral Garrett shouted as the dreadnought opened fire. Graviton torpedoes and searing plasma beams lanced out, ripping through space toward the human ships. The EDF vessels scrambled, twisting and weaving in desperate attempts to avoid the onslaught, but the alien weapons proved terrifyingly effective. Jason watched in horror as the beams and torpedoes passed clean through the kinetic barriers and shields of several destroyers and frigates, striking their hulls directly. Armor melted, and hulls ruptured, spilling debris and bodies into the void. "Admiral, the Andromedan weapons are ignoring our defenses," Jason reported, his voice shaking. "Our shields, they're useless against them." Admiral Garrett gritted his teeth, his knuckles white on the armrests of his command chair. "All ships, focus fire on that dreadnought. We have to take it down." The human fleet unleashed a barrage of railgun rounds, missiles, and laser beams at the Andromedan flagship. Most of the shots dissipated harmlessly against the dreadnought's advanced shielding, but a few managed to slip through, scorching its hull. The Andromedan ship retaliated with another devastating volley, and more human ships fell, reduced to drifting wrecks. The comm channels filled with screams and desperate pleas for help. In the chaos of the battle, Jason and his team worked frantically to find some kind of weakness in the Andromedan technology, something they could exploit. They pored over the sensor readings, analyzing the energy signatures of the alien weapons. "There has to be something," Jason muttered, his eyes locked on his console. "Some way to counter their weapons, or at least give our ships a fighting chance." But as the minutes ticked by and the casualties mounted, the situation grew increasingly grim. The human fleet was being picked apart ship by ship, and the Andromedans showed no sign of relenting. Jason slammed his fist on the console in frustration, feeling the weight of billions of lives on his shoulders. They were running out of time. A glimmer of hope. As the battle raged on, the Andromedan fleet continued its relentless assault on Earth's defenses. The EDF ships, now in disarray, fought desperately to hold their ground. Jason Robinson, amid the chaos, remained focused on the task at hand. His team scoured every possible piece of data for a solution, but the advanced technology of the Andromedans was proving almost insurmountable. The bridge of the Hornet was a scene of organized chaos. Crew members shouted orders, and the din of battle was punctuated by the occasional explosion that shook the ship. Jason's eyes were fixed on his console, his mind racing as he attempted to decipher the alien technology. The human fleet was taking heavy losses, and each minute felt like an eternity. Admiral Garrett paced back and forth, his face etched with worry and determination. "Robinson, any progress on that weakness?" he asked, his voice tense. Jason glanced up, his face pale. "We're still analyzing the data, Admiral. The Andromedan technology is incredibly advanced, but we're not giving up yet." Admiral Garrett nodded, his expression resolute. "We need something, anything, that can turn the tide in our favor." At that moment, a young ensign burst onto the bridge, breathless and wide-eyed. "Admiral, we've intercepted a transmission from one of the Andromedan cruisers. It's not encrypted. It looks like they're coordinating their attack." "Put it on screen," Admiral Garrett ordered. The bridge crew gathered around the screen as the transmission flickered to life. The image showed an Andromedan officer, his reptilian features twisting into a snarl. He spoke in harsh, guttural tones, but the transmission was accompanied by a translation overlay. "Earthlings," the Andromedan officer's voice echoed through the comm system. "Surrender now or face complete annihilation. Your defenses are no match for our might." The transmission ended abruptly, but the words hung heavily in the air. The human fleet was up against a foe that not only had superior firepower, but also seemed to relish in their advantage. Jason's mind raced. If the Andromedans were coordinating their attacks, there might be a pattern or a vulnerability in their strategy that they could exploit. He focused on the translated transmission, searching for any clues. "Admiral, if we can disrupt their communications, we might be able to throw their coordination into disarray," Jason suggested. "It could buy us some time and maybe reveal a weakness in their tactics." Admiral Garrett's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "Can we get a signal to their command ships?" Jason nodded, determination in his voice. "We can attempt to send a disruptor signal. It might not completely disable their communications, but it could create enough interference to cause confusion." "Do it," Admiral Garrett ordered, "and make sure our fleet is ready for anything." As Jason and his team worked to deploy the disruptor signal, the Hornet's defenses continued to be tested. The Andromedan flagship loomed menacingly, its weapon systems glowing with deadly intent. The human ships, battered but unbowed, prepare for the next wave of attacks. In a desperate bid for survival, Jason's team initiated the disruptor signal. The frequency of the signal was carefully calculated to interfere with the Andromedan communication channels. As the signal was transmitted, the Andromedan ships began to exhibit signs of confusion. Their coordinated attacks faltered, and the once unyielding assault on Earth's defenses became more erratic. Admiral Garrett seized the opportunity. "All ships, focus fire on the Andromedan flagship. They're vulnerable now." The human fleet rallied, their weapons systems targeting the now disoriented Andromedan flagship. Railgun rounds and missiles streaked through space, hitting their mark with increased accuracy. The flagship's hull, already battered from earlier exchanges, began to show signs of serious damage. As the battle intensified, Jason and his team continued to monitor the situation. The disruptor signal had caused significant confusion among the Andromedans, but it was unclear if it would be enough to turn the tide completely. The human fleet pressed the advantage, launching a series of coordinated counterattacks. Despite the chaos, Jason remained focused. He knew that the Andromedans were still formidable opponents, and the battle was far from over. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, and every second counted. The Hornet and its allies fought with renewed vigor, their weapon systems firing with precision. The Andromedan flagship, once an impenetrable fortress, was now showing signs of vulnerability. Its defensive systems, strained by the relentless assault and the interference from the disruptor signal, struggled to keep up. Jason's console flashed with new data. "Admiral, we've identified a critical weakness in the flagship's hull structure. It's being exacerbated by the ongoing attacks." Admiral Garrett's eyes lit up with determination. "All ships, concentrate fire on the weak point. We're on the verge of a breakthrough." The human fleet adjusted their focus, concentrating their firepower on the flagship's exposed weakness. The results were immediate. The flagship's hull buckled under the concentrated assault, and explosions erupted from within. The once mighty Andromedan dreadnought was now a blazing inferno, its powerful engines and weapon systems silenced. The human fleet let out a collective cheer as the flagship's destruction was confirmed. The remaining Andromedan ships, witnessing the fall of their command vessel, hesitated. The tide of battle had shifted. But the fight was not over. The Andromedans, despite their setback, were a resilient enemy. The human fleet had gained a crucial advantage, but the battle was far from won. As the dust settled, Jason took a moment to catch his breath. The Hornet and its allies had achieved a significant victory, but the war was still raging. The Andromedans would not be easily defeated, and Earth's defenders would need to remain vigilant. The battle had revealed the strength and determination of humanity. The fight for Earth was far from over, but for now, the human fleet had proven that they would not go down without a fight. The turning point. The destruction of the Andromedan flagship was a significant blow to the invaders, but the battle for Earth was far from over. As the human fleet regrouped and assessed the damage, the remaining Andromedan ships continued their assault with a renewed ferocity. The loss of their command vessel had thrown their coordination into chaos, but they still posed a formidable threat. On the bridge of the Hornet, Admiral Garrett and his team worked tirelessly to capitalize on the advantage they had gained. The atmosphere was tense, with every officer and crew member fully aware of the stakes. The Andromedan fleet was regrouping, and their next move could be decisive. "Admiral, we've managed to disrupt their communications and cause significant damage to their flagship," Jason Robinson reported, his voice tinged with both relief and exhaustion. "But we need to press the advantage while we still can. Their remaining ships are regrouping, and they're likely to launch another coordinated assault." Admiral Garrett nodded, his face set in grim determination. "Understood. All ships, maintain high alert status. Prepare for a possible second wave of attacks. We need to keep the pressure on them and prevent them from reorganizing." The human fleet adjusted their formation, their weapons systems primed and ready. The destruction of the flagship had given them a crucial edge, but the battle was far from won. The Andromedans were regrouping and preparing for a counteroffensive. Jason's team continued to analyze the Andromedan fleet's movements, looking for any patterns or weaknesses that could be exploited. The previous disruption had caused significant confusion, but it was clear that the invaders were adapting quickly. "Admiral, we're seeing signs of a new strategy from the Andromedans," Jason reported. "It looks like they're attempting to regroup and launch a more concentrated assault on our defensive positions. We need to be ready for a heavy push." Admiral Garrett's expression hardened. "We anticipated this. All ships, brace for impact. We're about to face their full might. Concentrate fire on any ships attempting to break through our defenses." As the Andromedan fleet reasserted itself, the battle entered a new phase. The remaining ships, now operating with a renewed sense of purpose, advanced toward Earth with a coordinated approach. Their weapon systems glowed ominously as they prepared for a concentrated barrage. The human fleet braced for the onslaught, their defenses holding firm as the Andromedans launched a series of powerful attacks. The clash of firepower illuminated the space around Earth, with explosions and energy beams streaking through the void. The human ships, battered but resolute, fought back with everything they had. Jason's console beeped with urgent alerts as the Andromedan fleet's assault intensified. "Admiral, we're facing a concentrated attack on our outer defenses. We need to reinforce our positions and hold the line." Admiral Garrett's voice was steady and commanding. "Reinforce all outer defenses. Deploy additional drones and deploy our reserve forces to the front lines. We cannot let them breach our defenses." The human fleet responded with precision, deploying additional defensive measures and engaging the Andromedan ships with renewed vigor. The battle was now a desperate struggle, with both sides locked in a fierce and unyielding conflict. Amidst the chaos, Jason spotted an opportunity. The Andromedans, despite their ferocity, were showing signs of overextending their forces. The concentration of their attack was creating gaps in their formation. "Admiral, we've identified a potential vulnerability in their formation," Jason called out. "If we can exploit these gaps, we might be able to create a breakthrough and push them back." Admiral Garrett's eyes narrowed with determination. "Good work, Robinson. All ships, we have a chance to turn the tide. Focus your fire on the identified gaps in the Andromedan formation. Let's push them back and reclaim our position." The human fleet adjusted their tactics, targeting the gaps in the Andromedan formation with precision. The concentrated fire from the human ships began to push back the invaders, causing significant damage to their fleet. The Andromedans, caught off guard by the renewed offensive, struggled to regroup. The battle was now a fierce back-and-forth struggle, with both sides fighting with everything they had. The outcome remained uncertain, but the human fleet had seized the initiative and was pressing their advantage. As the battle raged on, Jason and his team continued to monitor the situation. The intensity of the conflict was palpable, with every decision and action carrying immense weight. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, and the human fleet was determined to hold their ground. The Andromedans, despite their advanced technology and formidable firepower, were facing a determined and resilient enemy. The human fleet's refusal to back down and their strategic adjustments were making a significant impact. The battle continued, with both sides locked in a relentless struggle. The human fleet, though battered and exhausted, fought with a renewed sense of purpose. The tide of the battle was shifting, and the outcome remained in the balance. As the hours passed, the human fleet's efforts began to pay off. The Andromedans, despite their best efforts, were struggling to maintain their coordinated assault. The gaps in their formation widened, and the human fleet's offensive pressed forward. Jason watched with a mixture of relief and determination as the human fleet continued to push back the Andromedans. The battle was far from over, but the tide had turned. The human fleet's resilience and tactical ingenuity had made a crucial difference. The conflict was ongoing, but for the moment, humanity had proven their strength and determination. The battle for Earth was far from over, but the human fleet had shone. Breaking the siege. With the tide of the battle turning, the human fleet pressed its advantage. The Andromedan ships, previously dominating the battlefield, were now struggling to maintain their coordinated assault. The gaps in their formation created openings for the human forces to strike back. On the bridge of the Hornet, Admiral Garrett focused on exploiting the Andromedans' disarray. "Robinson, how are we holding up?" Jason Robinson, scanning the console, replied, "Admiral, we're making progress. The Andromedans are struggling to stay coordinated. We've pinpointed weak spots in their defenses." "Excellent," Garrett said. "Prepare a concentrated assault on those points. We need to keep the pressure on them." The human fleet repositioned, preparing for a renewed offensive. The Andromedans, now facing increased resistance, began to falter. Their once formidable attack turned into a desperate scramble to retreat. "Admiral, the Andromedans are breaking. They're starting to withdraw," Jason reported. "Good. Press the attack. Don't let them regroup," Garrett ordered. The fleet pressed forward, targeting the weakened Andromedan formation with precision. The retreating invaders struggled under the relentless assault, their defensive lines crumbling. Jason spotted an opportunity. "Admiral, we've isolated a large group of Andromedan ships. If we cut off their retreat path, we might be able to deal a decisive blow." "Deploy fast attack ships to intercept them," Garrett commanded. The fast attack ships moved swiftly, trapping the retreating Andromedans. The clash was intense, but the human fleet's strategic positioning allowed them to deliver a final, devastating barrage. As the battle raged, the Andromedans, now surrounded and outnumbered, faced a crushing defeat. The human fleet's resilience had turned the tide, forcing the Andromedans into a full retreat. Earth's defenders had held their ground and proven their might. The aftermath. The battle had reached a critical juncture. As the Andromedan fleet retreated, the space around Earth began to quiet. The once chaotic battlefield was now littered with debris from fallen ships, both human and Andromedan. The Hornet and the remaining human ships, though battered, had emerged victorious. On the bridge of the Hornet, the atmosphere was a mix of relief and exhaustion. Admiral Garrett looked around at his crew, their faces reflecting the toll of the intense conflict. The victory had come at a cost, but the immediate threat had been repelled. "Damage reports, Robinson," Garrett commanded. Jason Robinson, who had been monitoring the situation closely, responded, "Admiral, we've sustained significant damage to several ships, but our defenses held. The Andromedan fleet is retreating beyond the outer edges of our solar system. We've also managed to salvage some of their technology for further analysis." Garrett nodded. "Good work, everyone. Prepare for damage control and recovery operations. We need to ensure our fleet is ready for any potential follow-up attacks." As the crew set to work, the human fleet began the process of recovering from the battle. Repair teams were dispatched to damaged ships, and medical personnel attended to the wounded. The scale of the destruction was evident, but the immediate danger had passed. Meanwhile, Jason and his team were busy analyzing the captured Andromedan technology. The advanced alien tech could provide invaluable insights into the enemy's capabilities and potentially offer new advantages for Earth's defense. Admiral, we're starting to decode some of the Andromedan technology, Jason reported. There are indications of advanced weaponry and defensive systems that could enhance our own capabilities. Excellent, Garrett said. We need to understand their technology fully. It will be crucial for future engagements and to prevent similar invasions. As the hours passed, the human fleet began to regain its composure. The victory had provided a much-needed boost to morale, but the realization of the potential for future threats remained. The Andromedans had been a formidable opponent, and their defeat did not signify the end of the danger. Admiral Garrett gathered his senior officers for a debriefing. This battle has shown us that humanity is capable of facing even the most daunting challenges. We've proven our resilience and ingenuity. However, we must remain vigilant. The Andromedans may regroup and return, and we need to be prepared. The officers nodded in agreement, their expressions reflecting the gravity of Garrett's words. The battle for Earth had been a hard-fought victory, but the war was far from over. As the fleet continued its recovery efforts, a sense of cautious optimism pervaded the ranks. The battle had been a testament to human strength and determination. With the immediate threat repelled, the focus shifted to rebuilding and preparing for any future challenges. The officers nodded in agreement. The battle for Earth had been a critical moment, but it had also opened the door to new challenges and opportunities. The human fleet's focus now shifted to enhancing their capabilities and ensuring that they were prepared for any future threats. As the days turned into weeks, the human fleet continued to adapt and evolve. The analysis of Andromedan technology provided new insights and led to advancements that could reshape humanity's approach to defense. The victory had been significant, but the future remained uncertain, and Earth's defenders remained committed to ensuring the safety and security of their world. The aftermath of the battle was marked by a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges ahead were daunting, but humanity had shown its resilience and adaptability. With the insights gained from the conflict, Earth's defenders were better prepared to face whatever the future held. As the human fleet continued its efforts to recover and strengthen, the focus remained on maintaining vigilance and readiness. The battle for Earth had been a defining moment, and it had set the stage for the ongoing struggle to protect the planet and ensure the survival of humanity. Dawn of a new era. In the wake of the intense battle and the subsequent revelations, Earth's defenders faced a pivotal moment. The defeat of the Andromedan fleet had secured a temporary peace, but the broader implications of their invasion necessitated a comprehensive strategy for the future. The victory had not only tested humanity's resilience, but also illuminated the path forward in an increasingly complex galactic landscape. With the Andromedan technology analysis complete, Earth's top scientists and engineers had begun integrating advanced alien systems into their own defense infrastructure. The goal was to enhance human capabilities and prepare for any future threats. The captured technology offered promising advancements in energy shields, propulsion, and weaponry, potentially giving humanity a significant edge in upcoming conflicts. Admiral Garrett convened a high-level meeting with his senior officers and key scientists to discuss the next steps. The room was filled with a sense of determination and urgency as they reviewed the progress and outlined their strategy. "Ladies and gentlemen," Garrett began, "we've achieved a great victory, but the revelations about the Andromedans' broader plans make it clear that we must remain vigilant. Our immediate focus is to consolidate the advancements we've made and ensure that we are prepared for any future threats." Jason Robinson, now leading the team responsible for integrating the alien technology, spoke up. "Admiral, we've successfully adapted several key components of Andromedan tech. Our new energy shields are significantly more robust, and the enhanced propulsion systems are already in testing. We're also developing new weapon systems based on their technology." "Excellent work, Robinson," Garrett replied. "These advancements are crucial. We need to ensure that our fleet is equipped with the best technology possible and that we're ready for any potential follow-up actions by the Andromedans or other threats. The integration of alien technology was proving to be a game-changer. The new systems offered improved performance and capabilities, providing the human fleet with a formidable advantage. The ongoing research and development efforts aimed to refine these technologies and ensure their effective deployment. As the fleet prepared for its next phase, there was also a renewed focus on diplomatic and intelligence efforts. The Andromedans' invasion had highlighted the need for stronger alliances and better information on potential threats. Earth's leadership reached out to neighboring systems and other factions, seeking to establish cooperative agreements and share information. In parallel, Earth's defenses were bolstered with enhanced monitoring and surveillance systems. The lessons learned from the battle underscored the importance of early detection and rapid response capabilities. The fleet's readiness drills and strategic simulations were intensified to ensure that they remained prepared for any eventuality. Despite the challenges, there was a growing sense of hope and optimism. The battle for Earth had united humanity and demonstrated its capacity for innovation and resilience. The advancements made in the wake of the conflict were a testament to human ingenuity and determination. In the aftermath of the conflict, Earth's defenders took stock of their achievements and setbacks. The battle had highlighted the importance of unity and resilience in the face of adversity. The human fleet, though battered, had demonstrated its ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Jason Robinson, standing on the bridge of the Hornet, looked out at the remnants of the battle. The victory had been hard-won, but it had also provided a renewed sense of purpose. Humanity had proven that it could stand firm against even the most formidable foes. The immediate threat had been dealt with, but the future remained uncertain. The Andromedans had shown their capability for aggression, and Earth's defenders would need to remain vigilant and prepared. The battle for Earth had been a defining moment, and it had set the stage for the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. As the human fleet began to regroup and rebuild, the focus shifted to preparing for whatever came next. The victory had been significant, but it was only the beginning of a larger struggle. Humanity had shown its strength, but the fight for survival was ongoing. The road ahead would be challenging, but Earth's defenders were ready to face it head-on. Unforeseen revelations. As the debris from the battle settled and the human fleet began to regroup, a sense of cautious optimism began to permeate through the ranks. The immediate threat of the Andromedan invasion had been repelled, but the aftermath of the conflict revealed new challenges and opportunities. In the days following the battle, the focus shifted to analyzing the captured Andromedan technology. The advanced systems recovered from the alien ships held promises of enhancing Earth's defenses and potentially turning the tide in future conflicts. Jason Robinson, now leading a team of experts, worked tirelessly to decipher the alien technology. The task was both exhilarating and daunting, with the potential to unlock advancements that could reshape humanity's approach to warfare and defense. Admiral, we've made significant progress in analyzing the Andromedan technology, Jason reported to Admiral Garrett. The weapon systems and defensive technologies are unlike anything we've encountered before. We're starting to understand their energy signatures and construction. Good work, Robinson, Garrett said. We need to fully grasp these technologies. They could be key to preventing future invasions and improving our own capabilities. The research team worked around the clock, poring over the alien tech. They uncovered details about the Andromedans' propulsion systems, energy shields, and weaponry. Some of the technologies were far beyond human understanding, but others provided insights that could be adapted and integrated into Earth's systems. One of the most startling discoveries was a hidden message embedded within the captured Andromedan data. The message, encoded in a complex language, appeared to be a directive from the Andromedan Command. It hinted at a larger strategy and revealed that the invasion of Earth was part of a broader plan. Admiral, we found something significant, Jason said, his voice tinged with excitement. There's a message from the Andromedan Command. It suggests that this invasion was just a part of a larger strategy. They have a coordinated effort to expand their control over multiple systems. Garrett's expression darkened. This could mean we're facing a much larger threat than we initially thought. If they have a plan for widespread expansion, we need to be prepared for future attacks. The revelation of the Andromedans' broader strategy shifted the focus of the human defense efforts. The immediate danger had been addressed, but the long-term threat of a coordinated invasion loomed large. Earth's defenders needed to bolster their readiness and adapt their strategies to counter the potential for future aggression. As the human fleet continued its recovery and adaptation efforts, a series of strategic meetings were convened to plan the next steps. The goal was to strengthen Earth's defenses, enhance intelligence capabilities, and prepare for any potential follow-up actions by the Andromedans. The research on the alien technology also revealed potential opportunities for collaboration. Some of the captured systems had similarities to existing human technology, offering a chance for cross-development and innovation. The integration of advanced alien tech could provide significant advantages in future conflicts. On the bridge of the Hornet, Admiral Garrett addressed his senior officers. "We faced a formidable enemy and emerged victorious. But the revelations about the Andromedans' larger strategy mean we must remain vigilant. We need to prepare for the possibility of continued aggression and ensure we're ready for whatever comes next." As the months passed, the human fleet continued to adapt and evolve. The victory over the Andromedans had set the stage for a new era of preparedness and technological advancement. Earth's defenders were now equipped with the tools and knowledge to face future challenges and safeguard their world. On the bridge of the Hornet, Admiral Garrett stood with Jason Robinson and other key officers. The ship, now upgraded with advanced alien technology, was ready for its next mission. The sense of unity and purpose was palpable. "We've come a long way since the battle," Garrett said. "Our victory was hard-won, and it has paved the way for a stronger and more resilient future. We must continue to build on this success and remain vigilant. The universe is vast, and there will always be new challenges. But together, we will face them and ensure that humanity's light continues to shine." The crew of the Hornet, along with the entire human fleet, was ready for whatever lay ahead. The dawn of a new era had begun, marked by enhanced capabilities, strategic readiness, and a renewed commitment to protecting Earth and its allies. The battle for Earth had been a defining moment, but it had also set the stage for a future filled with possibilities and challenges. As the fleet set sail into the depths of space, the resolve of Earth's defenders was unwavering. The victory over the Andromedans had been a testament to human strength and ingenuity, and it had prepared humanity for the adventures and trials that lay ahead. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity was ready to face it with courage, resilience, and an unbreakable spirit.